Hi everybody, it is Stacey Calder from the Business Success Network and Magazine, and we are here today with our next sponsor, and we're talking about the BSN Awards 2024. So if you're watching this live, please do wave, say hello, join in, ask a question, leave a comment, that kind of thing. And if you're watching it on replay, then hashtag replay so that we know we can come back, say hey, and get those questions answered. Now, my guest, we were just laughing because I said, actually, he could probably interview me by now. We've done that many interviews together. In fact, we've even done a podcast together. And I think we've guested on each other's, and who knows what else. But Dom Fenton is one of those people that decided to sponsor the awards way back in its first year in 2022. You're back for a third year, Dom. We can't get rid of you now, or you can't get rid of us. I don't know which way it is.
Not sure how to take that.
Well, look, we do so much together actually in the background and all sorts. You run the charities community for BSN. You run the Essex community for BSN. We're pretty ingrained now in each other's. You're just so busy. I don't think anybody will be shocked when they hear me say you are so busy.
Yeah, and I'm sitting in a hotel in Chester doing this live. Again, different part of the country. I drove up yesterday after spending the weekend in Cromer, and then literally got back, and then within an hour was on the road back again up to Chester.
And that's normally the first question I ask you, isn't it? I'm normally like, hey, Dom, which hotel are you in today? Because it is a bit of a, I'm waiting for Dom Fenton's Guide to Hotels of the UK, to be honest. I'm waiting for that book.
Well, we were talking off air about these new ideas. That's not one of them. That's not one of them. But
I hope not.
It may be. You never know. It might be services and hotels.
Oh, could you imagine it? Well, I'm always here for it. Yeah, I could imagine it too. So while you're busy chatting and we're chatting, I am not being rude. I am literally sharing this into all the BSN groups because, as you know, StreamYard now can't get in directly. Well, it can, but it's a very ball ache, basically. So, Dom, third year in a row.
Yeah.
This year it's against all odds. Yeah. And you've sponsored different categories over the years, haven't you?
Yeah, I think actually this is the second year I've done this one.
I think so.
I think the first year I sponsored this category. And then the second, and then I obviously won Business Leader of the Year the first year.
Yeah, that was it.
And then I sponsored Business Leader last year.
That's it. So it's almost like this handover, isn't it?
Which is nice. Yeah. So and now I'm obviously going to sponsor this category again.
I think this category, so it's against all odds, it's overcoming adversity. Why does this category mean so much to you then?
It just fits with, I suppose it fits with so many people's lives, because actually we all face different things. We all face different challenges, and actually in my lifetime I've had a number of them, and actually I think the important bit is to be able to keep going. And actually this is what it's about. Against all odds, did you expect to get this far? Did you expect to be doing this? No. But you know what? We're still here. We're still doing what we're doing. We're still making a difference.
When you work with, you work with so many children, so many organisations, people that are giving back. Actually, you see those stories. You say you've experienced it yourself. There's been challenges. I know I've certainly had challenges. I think we all have. But actually, when you are in the environments where you're meeting people daily that have their own challenges, it does seem like a really nice fit for you.
I think it's the ideal fit out of any of them, mainly because I have people contact me who are struggling with their mental health. I have people who are going through stormy relationships. I have people involved in county lines, or children who have got involved in county lines, and people are not sure what to do. So actually, almost any, and that the sad bit is that's why we're so busy, because actually majority of the things that I'm involved in is where society's failed someone. And actually that's part of it. So the reason I'm busy is because there are problems out there. I say that quite a lot to people. I say, I'd love to say it's amazing. We're really busy because of the amazing things that we're doing, and they are amazing. And the stories are incredible. Some of the ones that we hear. But actually, a lot of these are things that shouldn't be going on, but they are going on, and we need people to be able to deal with them and be able to support children and young people or adults or whoever to improve.
Absolutely. So tell people then, because you are, I've just said you're so busy. You've got lots of different things going on, but you are, someone called me once a connector of people, and that is definitely you as well. So it's not just you that does everything, well, you do, but you have, I mean, I saw this morning on LinkedIn, you'd put a post up about all those different people that you work with, training providers. Tell us a bit more about the activity connector then, and what it is that you do, or who you want to who would you love to come up to at the awards and say, hey Dom, I'm this, let's connect, let's collaborate, that kind of thing.
So the activities, the way it worked was that I've been involved in education, I've been involved in sport for a number of years. And when I initially started, it was about getting children off the street and involved in sports clubs, because sports being the one thing that's really benefited me. And we know a lot of children struggle academically, but the one thing they can do, they're good at, they find their thing that they're good at. So hobbies and obviously podcasts around hobbies and all these sort of things. It was then about 2 years ago, probably, maybe a little bit longer, that someone said, actually, you talk a lot about activities and you connect people, which is obviously with them where the name The Activity Connector came up, which is a perfect fit for what we do. I have a large number of contacts with schools. Having worked in the industry, it's very much about trust. I'm fortunate I have that trust with a lot of people. But I also then get a lot of people who struggle to get into schools, and I can recommend them, providing I've seen what they do. I'm very picky on who I work with. Although seeing that long list, you wouldn't think that. But I know a lot of people, So for me, it's about, if I think there's something that's needed, or if it's got head teachers or CEOs of trusts or PE teacher, whoever it may, or Senko in school, whoever it is, they can come contact me and go, like, this is what we're after. I would say I'm probably 85% guaranteed that I can find someone for them to do that. But it may be someone delivering training around county lines. It may be someone doing training around domestic abuse. It may be mental health. We've got mental health first aid. We've got mental health support. We've got mental health programs going into schools. I work for a national charity running sports events for children with special needs and disabilities. I travel all over the UK with them. So again, these are things that not everywhere are already happening. So we're able to go in and deliver something that works. Children want to take part in them. Children want to continue doing them. And things are just growing. And again, conversations are had. I'm looking at setting up 3 mental health projects in the next 6 months. Majority around men's mental health, because again, I'm very open. I've had my own struggles, but they are, one's a fishing program, one's a bushcraft program, and one's a snooker program. So actually, they're all doing things.
That's really interesting. Many years ago, I very nearly collaborated, or I was invited into a project that was a bushcraft type men's mental health. It would have meant I was the only female speaker that was going away on this weekend. Unfortunately, the organisers didn't run with it, but I was fascinated by it, interested. Not only because I was thinking, crikey, am I going to have to reinvent my Girl Guide kind of activities and skills here? And it's been a long time since I was a Girl Guide, but just the stuff around men's mental health really interests me, because there is a lot of talk about mental health at the minute. There is a lot of talk about women's health and all sorts. And I don't know if it's because I'm a woman and I think, and I just find was going to say men fascinating. That could be taken the wrong way there, but it fascinates me. I like to see how other people think, and and I used to work with a charity, and their men's group really appealed to me because they'd say, oh, but you're all, you want the women to succeed. I want everyone to succeed, and there's some fundamental similarities, and there's some very different, some very big differences. So men don't talk enough about it, I think, is a common theme.
Yeah.
And if we can get them talking about it as you do, then that's amazing. So I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah, and I think with these, because they're doing stuff, they're not realizing what they're doing in terms of eventually being able to open up.
And that's the thing, isn't it? When you're doing something, when you're, you just almost just have those drop-fed questions, and it's amazing what happens, what comes out.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about that. So we're.
So you are literally never going to be at home next year.
Don't tell Lisa. Don't tell Lisa.
You're going to be in a field or fishing, or I can see where this is going already.
But I've got people who are going to run them. So because of how busy we are at the moment, the one thing I've said is I can't run them. So I need people in the background to be able to support them, and obviously I've got a fishing coach expert. I've got a bushcraft expert.
We've got some great fishing pools here,
But it could be. Well, the thing is, this is the whole point. It's such, I've got no doubt these things are already going on, but I can't find them. So for me, I'm very much, well, actually, let's put it on. I've already had, I've had contacts in London say, well, actually, we need that in London. Mm. Okay, well, I'm starting with Essex because that's where my house is.
Do something local.
Yeah,
you keep you in your county.
That's where my house. That's where my house is. But actually, there's nothing to stop. I'm not worried about people taking that idea. If it works, and I think it will work, and I'm confident it will work. If someone wants to run something similar in Leamington Spa, if someone wants to run something in Manchester, it makes no difference to me.
Yeah.
Because actually it's about what.
But you're setting a blueprint here. This could be, whether you franchise it, whether you license it, whether you, I don't know, grow groups, whatever you're going to do. It's a brilliant idea, and it's, like you said, it's just that, it's almost that mushroom effect of the amount of people that you can help as time goes on. So it's incredible.
Yeah. I just get bored of people talking, and I'd rather go, and I'd rather let's just get on with it. Let's just do it. And
you are definitely a doer, Dom. A doer, Dom. There we go.
Don't stop changing the name.
Song there. Doer, Dom. Right. Anyway, before I go off on a tangent and start singing songs, because nobody wants me to sing songs, believe me when I say that. So third year in a row, you are one of the original sponsors. I still remember launching this or talking about it one night. I did a 60 seconds in a networking meeting. It was on a Wednesday evening. It was late at night. And I think there was about 15 people on the Zoom. And you were one of the first. You stuck your hand up and you went, I'm in. Hadn't even really given the details. I just said, we're going to do these awards. They're going to be this. And you're in. And you've been in ever since. And I love it because so much has come from that. We've built up the two communities. We've done other stuff. The podcast is now launched. But you are, we see you on the night. We get to have a hug and a squeeze. But I love having you as a sponsor. There are those that are really kind of jumped into the community with both feet, and I think you're one of them, Dom. What are you? Because you've seen some of how it works now. You're back for the third year, and we do try and shake it up a little bit. Now I'm going to start singing Taylor Swift. Look, shake it off. God, what is wrong with me today?
Is this what you were doing with Mr. Sharp earlier? How many song titles you can get in?
No, but so Mr. C was with me when I went to meet Dave Sharp. So there was a lot of music talk, and it was music that I don't necessarily always know because I'm far too young. I'll get that one in. So maybe it's just that my music's now coming out, not that I'm a Swiftie either. But anyway, so yes, I was talking to Dave Sharp about how we're going to bring in a few more surprises. because we like to change things up. We never want it to be the same. And you've seen, over the years, we've had singers, we had the rock entrance last year. God knows what it's going to end up like this year. But what is it you're most looking forward to? Is there a certain part of the night? Is there, just the feeling that you get? What is it?
I think for me, it's just being in that room. I'm very fortunate that yes, obviously won one of them, and I've won other awards and other bits. But actually, it's just being in that room. I think they're probably the love in the room, and it sounds really like okay, but it is. I get it. Actually, everyone cheers each other, and everyone moves on. I love the fact that you don't know who's in the room. For me, and I like seeing who's in the room. I like being able to go, oh, okay, and maybe have a conversation and open that door.
So, meeting up with those old familiar faces, but meeting new people as well, and you're thinking like, who are you? And that's it. We love that champagne reception for that at the start, where everyone can kind of meet, mingle, funny that. Have a glass of fizz or a nice glass of orange juice, whatever it takes your fancy. But you get chatting to people, or you're stood with someone and they know someone else, so they bring them in, and there's a lot of networking going on in that first part of the evening. So I love that. And I get what you're saying about, the love and the support in the room. And for anyone that's watched any of these lives up until now will have heard me say this. I knew that our community was a really safe, I hate the term safe space, but I knew it was safe. I knew it was kind. It's generous. It's all of those things. But we didn't know that first year what it was going to be like. We'd all been locked up in lockdown. We're let loose into a room. And actually, that is the one thing, lots of things stood out. But the one thing that everyone says to me was, wow, the support in the room, the nurturing, the kindness. And I'm not saying from me and the team, although there are, I'm talking about from everyone. Like everyone was rallying around the tables. If someone was a bit nervous, they were being helped out. There was just so much support. And I'm really pleased that that's the thing that everyone always says. Oh, I love the support in the room.
Yeah, but I think most importantly for me, as well as that, the reason I initially got involved is because of you, and that's it. But that's it. And I back you. And the bottom line is I back you.
Oh,
and that's the reason I keep
the 340 in the Grand National. I can't remember.
but that's it. I support what you're doing. I agree with what you're doing. I support what you're doing.
And I think that's it. No, what have you just pressed? You went all loud and now you've gone off. No, now you're just talking. See, folks, this is live. This is what happens. There we go. Go on, speak.
Now?
Yes. No. It's like he's pulling the plug and plugging it back in. Computer says no, Dom. Oh, honestly. Right. Well, while Dom's sorting out his issue. Oh, hello.
Can you hear me now?
I can. You're very quiet, but yes.
Oh, that's fine. I'll just talk. I can be loud. I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that.
It sounded like you just pulled your headphones out or your mic out.
My hand went down and took my mic out and took my phone out. Took my earpiece out.
See, it's all live, folks. It's all live. There we go. Yeah, so I think that's really lovely that you back me. I think we both come from very similar place of wanting to champion others, wanting to reward others, and that's what the night's about. So for anyone that's if someone hasn't been before, we know that they're going to have to come and find you and say hello. But what would you say to them? What are they going to get out of the night?
Lots of contacts, lots of fun, and just a good night.
Do you know what? There's a photo of you And I don't know if it's I don't think it's the one where you're getting up for your award. No, I think it was last year. There's 2 photos of you that I
know the
found.
one. Yeah,
You
I
know
the
which
one
one,
you mean.
and it's your proper. It's like quite close up, and you big smile on your face, and it's like
laughing my head, probably laughing my head
yeah,
off.
and it was just it just sums you up totally, like your character. It's just lovely. I found it the other day and I thought I need an excuse to share this now. So
I think I sometimes use that when I talk about stuff. So I think
Yeah.
actually that's one of the ones I put out. So yeah, I know exactly the one you mean.
Yeah, there you go. And there was a lot. So there we go.
Yeah, there was one or two.
So apart from the contacts, then the fun, and even if they don't win on the night, it's still an amazing achievement. It's still something that they should be proud of. So they should definitely be posting it and putting it up everywhere. What was I going to say? What's your walk-on music going to be this year, Dom?
I don't know.
Have you got something in mind? Because I have to write these down, you see, and I'm like,
what when I'm coming? When I'm coming?
Yeah, when you strut into the stage
to hand out to present the award.
To present your award.
Maybe a bit of. How about a bit of Mustang Sally?
Oh, a bit of Mustang Sally. There you go. And if anyone has got any other music recommendations for walk-on music and things like that, drop them in the comments, because every year I do a playlist and I try and find music that's upbeat. It's fun. Dom's still dancing. He's been dancing since before we went live. He's just been like,
I've got a wheelie. I've got a wheelie. I'm on a wheelie chair as well. So
you on a wheelie chair? I didn't know if you were on a wheelie chair or like Matt Richardson with his stand-up desk at the minute. Every time I see him, he's kind of rocking and rolling as well.
No, I'm sat down.
You are sat down. There we go. So we're looking for music that's gonna, get people from their seat. Here we go. First comment, Elizabeth. AC/DC, Back in Black. I like that one. RMC did once walk on to Thunderstruck. And that was good because I had to sit in the audience and make sure they were all, gearing up as he walked on. Because RMC does like to have an entrance. I met him for lunch today. That's all I'm going to say.
Don't they all?
So Mustang Sally, we've got a bit of AC/DC, Back in Black. Oh, there's lots of stuff going on here. Dom, it's always a pleasure. Where can people find you? Obviously in the group, because if they're not in the Business Success Network UK group, you need to go onto Facebook and search that and get into the community, because it is full of small business owners that are doing great things. Dom is one of them. But where can they find you, Dom?
Dominic Fenton on Facebook or the Activity Connect. Dominic Fenton on LinkedIn. They can check out the Activity Connector, which is pretty much everywhere, all over social media. And just if they want to drop me a message and I can contact them.
And who makes a good contact for you?
Who makes a good?
I suppose this is two-sided, is it? One with kind of suppliers and one with schools, is that?
Yeah. To be honest, I deal quite a lot with CEOs and head teachers in schools. So I've got a few meetings then coming up next few weeks. Sports groups, because again, I put people into sports groups. Charities, if they want any support. And again, they can come on podcasts and they can come on mini-series and things like that.
We should mention that, shouldn't we? So Dom has we're on part 2 already this week. So every 2 weeks, a new one comes out. Business Success for Charities. So if you are a charity or if you know any charities, do go and check out the website. Look, I was going to say it's down here, but it's actually down in front of Dom.
Yeah, down in front of me.
That one down there. Business Success Network UK. Click on media, go to the podcast page, and there's lots and lots of podcasts on there. You'll see the charities one. You'll see the one for disabled entrepreneurs. You'll see the generic one. There's one on there about shadow cultures. There's lots of podcasts. But you've had some great topics on your podcast. So you've got a lot coming up. There's a lot on there for charities.
There is a lot. And obviously the BSM one is very much about business and charities together. And how they can work together, because
that's really something we were really passionate about, wasn't it? It's like this is why we set up the community, because there are charities, there are companies out there that want to help charities, but they don't know where to go. They don't know who to support. And there are charities out there that need that connection. So again, we are kind of the getting people in the community, talk about your business, talk about your charities. Let's see where that goes.
Yeah, and I think that's it. And I think the more people realise that actually it's about collaborating rather than competing, because it's like anything, especially with charities, there's only a limited amount of money that's out there to support people. So actually, if you're applying for funding, is it worth looking at another local charity and doing a project together? Because then that way you can have sort of double the impact. But yeah, and I think the reason we do what we do is because actually collaboration is far better.
Yeah, oh definitely.
You know, I don't see people as competition. The things
There's enough in the world for everyone.
There is. The amount of things I do, no one's going to compete with me. I'm very unique in terms of the amount of different things. I don't know one other company who has the amount of different things that we can do.
No, well, like I said, I went onto LinkedIn. I was stalking you earlier a little bit. You know, my secret LinkedIn time there. I was like, Dom Fenton. No, you did. You popped up. And the list. And I said to you, Dom, I need to get in on that list because it makes sense. So, if you are an activity provider, if you are a school, an academy, somebody that needs, Dom's help, do get in touch with him because I could not recommend him highly enough. Charity also, and suppliers to those people, I guess, as well.
Yeah. Community groups, we can support them all in different ways because the amount of different things we have. So there'll be something for everyone out there.
Dom, you are an absolute dream. I'll be really honest. And I think I'm going to end by saying thank you because not only are you an amazing sponsor, you have sponsored right from the very start, but you're always someone who just drops into my inbox just at the right time. Or, we jump on and we're going to do a live and you just take that moment to say, are you okay? And I think networks need people like you. So
people need to ask. People need to ask each other, "Are you okay?" And that's and if they say fine, and then all you do is say, "Are you sure?" And then generally they'll come out and tell you. But we just need to support each other. And that's it.
Oh, big virtual hug and a squeeze and a mwah to you. Right, folks, I'm going to leave it there. He's been. See, I can't even get that right. He's been Dom Fenton. I'm Stacey Calder. We are into the fact that I can now say next month is the awards. Folks, if you haven't got your tickets yet, you need to get your tickets because I've been talking room numbers and yes, that venue is filling up fast. So if you haven't got them yet, please do book them. We do not want finalists and their friends not being able to get in the room because tickets have sold. So you've got a couple more weeks to get them if they don't sell out. Dom Fenton, it's been a pleasure as always. Thank you very much. Folks, if you're watching this on replay, as I said, #replay and we will get your questions answered. For some reason, I keep thinking it's Friday and it's only Tuesday. I'm going to end this now on Tuesday, not Friday. See you soon.
See you later.